I was calling my mom after the game, so she's pretty fired up. So apologize for that. Again, really proud of our guys going on the road against an excellent football team like USC. We started a little bit slow, but once we got going, we really got going. We played with a lot of emotion and passion, sometimes too much, but found a way to overcome some of those self-inflicted issues and play a really good football game.
Down in front, James.
Last year, that first quarter played out exactly like you thought. Barely caught out of it, anything close. Here, on the road, everything's against you again, and so you came roaring. What has changed in this team that is now able to take those punches and answer up that team?
I think it's everything. I think it's development over time, familiarity. We now have our coaching staff together for 2 consecutive years. The involvement of the offense and the defense and special teams as well. We've been training our guys to develop a mental toughness, so to speak, to be able to go on the road and be able to take on really good football teams in tough environments, because it had been an issue, right? And if you look at the past of our football program, that's kind of been the tough thing. And it was a huge point of emphasis. The guys have been working on it, and we're starting to get some much better results.
Third row to your left, Ryan.
Mario, what was going through your head when you saw Justin laying there, and what kind of relief was it for him to come back and throw those daggers to Johnson?
Well, when I saw the play, and I didn't think he took I would say a serious injury type of hit. You could tell it was at the thigh level, but those things hurt now. Because nowadays you've seen the pants. The thigh pads are really, really small. They don't cover much, and he took a direct shot right on there on an empty it's an empty/screen protection, and felt like just talking to him when he was on the field that he was going to be okay. But never a happy moment when any one of your players is down on the ground. So I was happy to see him come back and perform the way he did.
Down in front to your left, Coach AJ.
Coach, a lot of emotions early. A lot of you guys know each other, and it was kind of chippy out there in the field. How did you get your team settled down after that early chippiness?
I don't know if we fully did. A little bit spilled over as well, but it got better. It did. I think both sides they're really passionate about this game. Like you said, we have, I think, 46 guys from the state of California, several from Southern Cal, and the guys they've been playing ball with each other, against each other since they've been knee high. So I think our guys realize that we're hurting ourselves, that we have a chance to do something special. Our goal was to be 1-0 by 8:45, and we were compromising that with some of the things we were doing. So the leaders, the captains, the coaches, we all got together. We understood. We had an understanding on the way to the tunnel, through the tunnel, that we had to fix this, and we did a much better job in the second half.
Fourth row straight ahead, Tyson.
Mario, your first couple drives offense really struggled, but you guys put together 9 plays, 92 yards after that fumble. Did you see anything that gave you an indication that you guys were ready to go 92 yards there and kind of get that thing going?
Well, yeah, the first play we tried a wide zone run, and the scheme that we had designed for was designed that they really shoot and plug your linebackers in a hurry for it to come backside, but they got there in a hurry and dropped us for a 2-yard loss. We didn't want to abandon it. We thought it was a good scheme. We used it later on for some good chunk yardage, but between a front adjustment they had made to a certain personnel grouping we had to change. We had to make a couple of adjustments. We did, and ended up paying off.
Right next to Tyson to your left.
Coach, after 2 straight nail-biting wins, this stage in the season, what's it like to have a relatively runaway victory?
Well, I don't, with an offense like that, and not until that clock is really low on time, do you ever feel like you have control of the game. I do feel that in the fourth quarter we started taking control of it. In this conference, any type of win, a 1-point win or a 10-point win, we take it because everybody has good players. It's very competitive. There's a lot of parity, so we don't judge it by the score amount. We think that's an excellent football team we played, and credit to them, and we feel very happy about getting the victory.
Back right, Matt.
Brady Breeze's pick 6, Michael Wright's touchdown return. How much of just momentum killers were those for you guys to get things back on your side and kind of separate from USC?
Well, they provided all the momentum. They took those 2 plays, took us in the locker room with a lot of juice and a lot of energy. Mikhail, obviously last week with the big return. So if you watch his high school tape, it wouldn't surprise you that's what he has done. And he wanted it. He wanted this opportunity to prove it. After Brady's touchdown was a spectacular play by him, big time momentum swing, and then for them to score and us come back and take it right back on the kickoff, those two things, as you mentioned, were monstrous in terms of momentum.
Right in the front row, to your right, Coach.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Justin, just what you've seen over the course of the season, the time that camp came into play, and where you guys are right now? You talked about his toughness earlier, taking that huge shot, and then coming back and going to strikes.
He's just, we always talk about him being a great competitor. He's just unfazed. He really is. We got a pick early on, miscommunication between quarterback and the wide receiver. Right back at it. Defense holds him to 3 points, boom, puts together a long touchdown drive, and then a couple more. Takes a shot to the leg, just keeps coming. He's in that mode where he won't be denied. He learned a lot over the summer at the Manning camp. He's learned a lot just from being around his teammates, and he's chosen to be a great leader for us, and he's doing a great job.
Second row to your left, Eric.
Spent a lot of time this week talking about how good this receiving group from USC was. If you look at the stats, nobody over more than 75 yards. I think the yards per catch no more than 10. What do you see from your defensive backs kind of nullifying that group?
Well, they played with a chip on their shoulder. They truly did. Schematically, there were some really good adjustments that helped them out. But at the end of the day, they studied. They came out here with the intent to play the best football they possibly could. We're going to need to do that against a good football team like them because they're excellent at wide receiver. They still made their plays. They made a ton of plays. That team's always one play away from getting the momentum back. So just really proud of the way that those guys practice. Really proud of the way we traveled. I thought that was one of the best things that really stood out. Just the level of focus was special.
Third row, right in the middle, Coach Bree.
How surprised or maybe not surprised were you to see Juwan Johnson's electric performance tonight?
I don't think anybody in our team, when they make a play, surprises us anymore because they're making him in practice. It's great to see him healthy and playing at his potential. And you saw how special, he can be and the things that he does. I mean, he really had himself a great game. I thought the best thing he did all week, I know everybody loves touchdowns, I get it, they're super important. I thought one of the best things he did this week was just text me in the middle of the night one night and said, can I be on the kickoff team to help us with kickoff coverage as a starting wide receiver? And when you have that kind of an attitude, you have his ability and his want and desire, then good things happen, and they certainly did for him tonight.
Got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Ryan here on the left.
Mario, what's your interest level in the college football playoff selection show on Tuesday?
Well, it's a bye week, so our attention's on ourselves and getting better, certainly improving, getting healthy as well. Got to do a lot of things. It's everybody's goal at the beginning of the year. So we'll see what things are and then kind of go from there. You know me well enough to know that I never comment about anything but the next game coming up because we can talk about all we want. If we don't play well, it doesn't matter. So we want to stay along that process, but I don't know. Let's catch up later this week and we'll see.
You have to be proud of what happened against Auburn and now the position
I'm sorry, one more time.
Are you pretty pleased with how you've responded to that opener to put yourself in position for that game?
Well, there's no doubt, but the way that we've played, the way our team is progressing, the betterment of our team, without question, I feel we need to be in that conversation. I'm not going to shy away from that. That's just a matter of fact. And we got to keep getting better. We got to keep playing better. And there's a lot of football to be played against a lot of really good football teams. So we'll focus on that. But I guess my comment will be, I think we should have strong consideration in that conversation.
Last one all the way in the back, Warren.
Mario, your secondary played exceptional. 3 more picks tonight. I think 17 now on the season, leading the country. How much have they grown from the beginning of the year to now? They are a very, very good secondary.
I think they've been growing for 2 years. I think if you look at last year, game 4 or 5, things really started turning for those guys. They're physical, they're very well coached. I think both those guys, Keith Hayward, Dante Williams, do a great job with their players. They have great relationships with them, so they can grind, they get after them really, really good. They have a high level of pride. The way that they have practiced and prepared themselves for this opportunity, knowing that it was an opportunity but also a tremendous challenge, I'm super proud of them because it's really hard to do. But part of me is not completely surprised because of just knowing them and the way they work.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks.